Hello students, welcome to our video of basic concepts of biology. This video will be very useful for the students who are moving to 11th class after their 10th exam. We are focusing mainly upon the technical terms in this video, which will be very useful when you start studying biology subject. Now, particular this video is based upon the animal kingdom. The terms, new technical terms that you are going to study in this particular video. Now many terms you might have heard before because animal kingdom you have already studied in your class 9th. Okay, so you can say more or less it is refreshing your those terms right in this particular video. Now first term is related with the body symmetry. Body symmetry से related we are going to study two terms. First is your radial symmetry. Second is bilateral symmetry. One more word or term is present there which is related to your body symmetry, which is asymmetry. But we will not discuss that asymmetry term because asymmetry term is very easy to understand. Now we are focusing here mainly upon the radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. So what is radial symmetry? Radial symmetry is that symmetry where you get two equal parts. Okay, body can be divided into two equal parts through more than one plane. Okay, and here in bilateral you will get such two equal parts only through one plane. I will repeat once again. We are discussing in this particular slide the terms related to body symmetry of the organism. First term is radial symmetry, second is bilateral symmetry. In radial symmetry you get two equal parts or two equal halves through more than one plane. While in case of bilateral symmetry, you will get such two equal parts only through one plane. So if we see the diagram, it will become easy for us to understand or correlate the meaning what we have discussed just now. So first is your radial symmetry. Here radial symmetry. This particular organism is your jellyfish which belongs to phylum Cnidaria. Cnidaria is your second phylum. First was your Poriferans. I hope you recall all those 9 phylums from invertebrates. So see, this is your first plane. This is first plane. This is second plane. You can also cut through this plane or this horizontal plane. So through more than one plane, you will get two equal parts. See, this is the diagram. Okay, this is your first plane, then second plane. In the diagram they have shown only two planes, but as you could see, you can have two equal parts through this plane also, then through this transverse plane also, right? On the contrary, in case of bilateral symmetry, this is the example of cockroach. You will get two equal parts only through one plane. Okay, if I cut like this transverse, you will not get equal parts because in this anterior region you will have head and eyes as you could see, while posterior region you will have segments and some part of wings. So these two parts will not be equal. You will get two equal parts when you cut through only one specific plane. This is the plane, okay, only one plane. You cannot cut into other plane to get the equal parts. This type of symmetry is called as bilateral symmetry. Okay, now we will move to our next slide. Now depending upon whether the sex organs present in an organism is of one type or two type, So technical term for that is your unisexual animals or organisms or bisexual organisms. See, these are the terms we are discussing in relation with the animal kingdom. Same terms can be studied for plant kingdom also. There you are going to study, or you are going to put this unisexual in relation with the flower. Unisexual flower, bisexual flower. Okay, so when you start studying plant kingdom, you don't have to worry about the unisexual or bisexual. Why? Because you have already studied these terms in animal kingdom. So what is unisexual? First term we are going to discuss is unisexual. नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, uni means one. So unisexual organisms are those organisms in which male and female sexes are separate. Means organism will have only one sex present. Uni means one. Only one sex will be present. Means male and female sexes are separate. Okay, I will repeat once again, because even though this term is sounding very easy, later on it becomes complicated. What does it mean, unisexual? We tend to make mistakes. That's why I am emphasizing once again. Unisexual means that organism or those type of organisms where sexes are separately located. Separately located means in separate individuals. Right? Example रहेगा human beings, birds and reptiles. While in bisexual, you may get some exceptions also apart from these examples. Now we will move to our next term, that is bisexual. Bisexual organisms are also called as hermaphrodite. Okay, अभी नाम से पता चल रहा है, it is the combination of bi and sexual. Bi means two. So two sexes, that is female sex plus male sex, two sexes or both the sexes are present in same organism. In same individual you will have both the sexes present. Sexes, when I am saying female sex, what does it mean? It means entire female reproductive system. Now we know reproductive system comprises your primary sex organ, secondary sex organ, but here we are focusing mainly upon the primary sex organ. Primary sex organs are your testes and ovaries, right? Because testes will produce male gametes and ovaries will produce female gametes. So when we are saying female sex and male sex, we mean that presence of female reproductive system and male reproductive system. Understood? So before moving to our next slide, I will just recap this one. Depending upon whether sexes present in an organism is single or both, we are having these technical terms: unisexual organism and bisexual organism. Bisexual organisms are also called as hermaphrodites. So what is unisexual? In this type of organisms, male and female sexes are separate. Means organism will have only one sex. Examples are given here. Now in bisexual, both the sexes are present in same organism. We will see just one example here. Now unisexual, क्या मतलब था, याद है आपको लास्ट स्लाइड से? यूनि मीन्स सिंगल. इन एन ऑर्गेनिज्म सिंगल सेक्स विल बी प्रेजेंट. So you have male cockroach and female cockroach separately located. Or you can say in male cockroach you will have only male reproductive system, and in female cockroach you will have only female reproductive system. Why? Because cockroach is unisexual organism. So in male cockroach you have this pair of testes, then spermatic duct. Here you will have, you cannot see here, seminal vesicle will be also present, mushroom gland will be there, spermatic duct, then male gonadotroph. All these parts are your male reproductive system. Okay, so in single cockroach you will not get testes are located here and ovaries are located here. You will not get such type of structure in case of cockroach or in case of any unisexual organism. They are located in different organisms or different individuals. Same goes for female cockroach. In female cockroach you have this pair of ovaries, then you will have oviduct here. Okay, so in unisexual organism both the sexes are present separately. Now bisexual organism, both the sexes are present in single individual. Now example we have shown here is earthworm. Earthworm is hermaphrodite in nature. Now you could see here testes and ovaries in single individual. Testis is part of male reproductive system, while ovary is part of female reproductive system. In single individual, presence of both the sexes occurs in case of bisexual organism. I hope you understood. You can pause the video, you can go back to previous slide and grasp the concept. Now we will move to our next term, which is related with the germinal layer. Okay, germinal layer are the cell layers during embryonic development from which entire body is formed. So terms related to germinal layer are diploblastic and triploblastic. As you could see, diplo में di है, here triplo will have tri. So something is present in 2 in number, while here it is 3 in number. And what is that something? It is blastic. My mistake, I have written here blastic. It should be blastic. Okay, diploblastic. T alphabet is missing here. So presence of 2 layers. Diploblastic organisms, they are made up of 2 layers, while in case of triploblastic, presence of 3 layers. Examples: phylums Cnidarian, Ctenophorans. Which organism comes in Cnidarian? We have Hydra, jellyfish, and Ctenophorans. You will get Pleurobrancia. Okay. Triploblastic body is made up of 3 layers. Which organism falls? From Platyhelminthes phylum onwards. Platyhelminthes के बाद जितने भी phylum आते हैं, all of them will have their body made up of 3 germinal layer. Okay, as you could see here, in diploblast only 2 germinal layers are present. This cyan green color is endoderm and dark blue color is ectoderm. Only 2 layers of cells are present. In the middle one, grayish color layer, it is not made up of any cells. It is non-living layer. If you recall the diagram of Hydra, this non-living layer is labeled as mesoglia. Okay, because Hydra comes under Cnidarians and Cnidarians is your diploblastic in nature. Now we will move to triploblast. As you could see, this yellow color layer is added, which was absent here in diploblast. This yellow color layer is your mesoderm. So body here is made up of 3 germinal layer. Outer dark blue is ectoderm. This yellow color layer is mesoderm and this cyan green color is your endoderm. Now next topic or next terms we are going to study is related with the coelom. Coelom is body cavity. Before starting the term, I must tell you, do not get confused with this digestive cavity. Digestive cavity is different and coelom is different. Okay, many a times student gets confused that digestive cavity and body cavity is one and same thing. No, it is different. Okay. So coelom Based upon that, two terms we are going to study here, acoelomate and coelomate. One more term is there, pseudocoelomate, that we will study later on. So acoelomate means this coelom नाम से पता चल रहा है, something is missing here, something, because we are discussing coelom. So coelom is missing here in acoelomate. See, absence of body cavity is acoelomate. While coelomate means presence of body cavity. This is the diagram of organism belonging to phylum Platyhelminthes. You know, Platyhelminthes is your triploblastic in nature. But when you take the TS of this organism, you will not find any body cavity. See, this sky blue color is your body wall, which is made up of ectoderm, and this yellow color is your GI tract, which is made up of endoderm. Red color is your mesoderm. So no body cavity. This internal lumen you could see within the yellow. This is your digestive tract, digestive cavity. This is not body cavity, or this red color is not body cavity. Red color is completely filled with the mesoderm cells. Okay, so this is the example of acoelomate organisms where body cavity or coelom is absent. While in case of coelomate, presence of body cavity you will find. Example we have shown here of organism earthworm. Earthworm belongs to phylum Annelida. Now here body again you are made up of 3 germinal layer. That means earthworm is your triploblastic in nature. Now as you could see here, this sky blue color is your ectoderm. Okay, ectoderm. And this yellow color is endoderm. Between ectoderm and endoderm you have mesoderm and this body cavity. This is body cavity, as you could see, this one. Okay. So extra space is provided here, which was absent here. You do not have any type of space here, while this type of space, which is nothing but the body cavity, is present in coelomate organisms. Okay, like this. Now this body cavity, it might be formed from mesoderm or from endoderm. That is like details we will study later on. Here I just wanted to show you the coelom. This is the TS of earthworm. This is your external body wall. This is body wall, which is made up of ectoderm. And this circle, greenish, pista greenish color, is your endoderm, from which GI tract is made up of. This internal lumen is your gastric cavity. Don't pay attention to these many labels. Just see or concentrate upon the diagram. This is GI tract, this is gastric cavity. Okay. Now here muscular layer, which is made up of this is muscular layer, which is made up of mesoderm. Now between the endoderm and mesoderm you have this entire cavity, as you could see, tunnel like structure you could see, where blood vessels are present. This is blood vessel, this is nerve cord, this tube like structure, it is nerve cord. So in cavity, presence of blood vessels, nerve cord, and if you go through other segments you will get presence of hearts. So many organs can be accommodated if you have this body cavity. Okay, this is the many major fundamental difference between acoelomate and coelomate. As you go down to the classification, means as you move forward, as you go down, the complexity of organism starts increasing. Okay, in Monera you have unicellular organism, and cell structure is prokaryotic type. As you move forward, the cell structure is of eukaryote. In eukaryote, organism could be your unicellular, then multicellular. So you will see that complexity is increasing, right? So here acoelomate are less complex, while coelomate are more complex. Why they are more complex? Because now you have body cavity, and because of presence of body cavity, you can accommodate many organs there. Next term is related with the maintaining body temperature. A given organism, whether it is capable of maintaining its own body temperature or not, based upon this fact, we have terms like poikilothermic or homeothermic. Poikilothermic organisms are also called as ectothermic or cold-blooded. So these three are synonyms: poikilothermic, ectothermic, cold-blooded. All these three terms means the same. Okay, and next term is your homeothermy, which is also called as endothermic or warm-blooded animals. So what are these poikilothermy or homeothermic means? Poikilothermic organisms are those organisms which cannot maintain their body temperature. Understood? So they cannot maintain their body temperature. Their body temperature will vary according to the change in their surrounding. An ectothermic term is related or is based upon the fact that the body temperature of the organism is dependent upon the temperature in the surrounding. Means they will absorb the temperature from their surrounding by means of many ways. Okay, conduction से ले सकते हैं through air, or some hot surfaces like rocks and sands, इसमें से they will absorb the temperature. Okay, they are also called as cold-blooded. On the contrary, homeothermic are also called as endothermic. Means they can generate body temperature inside the body. Endo means inside. Okay, they are not dependent upon external temperature for maintaining or for having the temperature in their body. They can very easily maintain their body temperature. So the organisms which can maintain their body temperature are homeothermic organism. If in the surrounding it is 0 degree Celsius, their body temperature will not go to 0 degree Celsius. Okay, for example, human being. Okay, it will maintain their normal body temperature, whatever is the temperature in the surrounding. In summer, we know, for example, temperature goes up to some 45 degrees Celsius also. We do not find that much change in our body temperature. Okay, because we are capable of maintaining our body temperature. So which are the organism falls in this category? Poikilothermic में आएंगे आपके all invertebrates. Invertebrates means lack of vertebral column. Fishes आएंगे, amphibians, reptiles आएंगे. These all organisms, they cannot maintain their body temperature. While in homeothermy you have birds and mammals. These are the group of animals which can maintain their body temperature. Okay, so there are so many technical terms which we study one by one in our next video. Thank you.